So there's just a lot of questions. On the same day that he died, which was July 24th, 2004, there were 2 other deaths, accidental falls, which was the same thing that is said to have happened to my brother.
Like 45 feet or 50 feet, something like that. It was way, way shy of at the bottom, and they says the knot at the bottom of the rope was gone. They don't know why.
Here's where my concern that Wallace's kids might have been involved was, I think he opened his mouth to Les or possibly to Brigham about his intent to speak his mind and do something about it, and I suspect that somebody tried to pay him off, and that's how his debt got wiped. And I also suspect that they wanted him quiet, and they wanted him quiet for good, which is why I'd hang the blame on the Jess family. Who better to do something like that for you than one of your own blood relatives?
The 24th of July is known throughout history within the Mormon doctrine to be a day of blood atonement. But they found his boot, so it tells me that he rolled, and he would have had. I don't know. I'm speculating that the report's sealed, so it's all word of mouth. And
Why did they seal it?
I have no idea. It's called segregated. What they sent me, I had to prove that I was a blood relative, and his birth certificate, my birth certificate. When they realized who I was talking about, they said it's segregated, which means everything's blanked out. No photos, no witness names.
But, there's that, Brent's brother died too, when they were going to pull him in. He just woke up dead one morning. He was just dead the next morning. And so, when you say that, and then the knot and the rope was gone, I don't know.
And then the rope is gone. It's been destroyed.
I just remember Ward called Art and told him that they just found him dead. And to me it was interesting because I thought he was going to testify or do something or something, but I really don't know.
It'd be interesting.
So then it makes you wonder.
It does make me wonder.
Yeah.
Every single day it makes me wonder.
Yeah. And it makes you wonder what your brother really knew, or do you know what he knew?
In Johnny's case, it may have been an accident. It may have been something that is not sinister. My mind tends to go there because of the evidence, the circumstantial evidence, and the witnesses I have spoken to.
I think the only feasible approach is to try and reach those who have left the society, who have gotten to the point in their mind where they'll speak more openly on what occurred, because to get people who are in the society to speak is virtually impossible. Yeah. And it would simply mean they would be expelled.
The police department that showed up on the scene, which wasn't, it was the Colorado City Police Department. They were first on the scene, and they stayed on the scene for many hours, and it wasn't their jurisdiction. It was the Washington County, which is outside of the polygamous community. They were not called or did not show up on the scene until 2 a.m., and that's documented. When they showed up, the body was transferred. There were people at the bottom. They had gone in. All the witnesses were relaxed enough to talk about it. There were several different stories given, and when I had the opportunity to go in about a year and a couple months after his death and speak to one of the paramedics that showed up on scene, he remembered instantly what I was referring to when I said John William Nicholson. He said, I remember that. I remember me and my crew said something's wrong here, but it was so many hours after that there was nothing to be seen. It just is a burning inside of me, and I need to know for him, and justice needs to be served if in fact there's been foul play, which I truly, my instinct tells me that there has been foul play.
Does it mean anything? Do I know anything? No, I don't. I don't know none of them. All I know is what I suspect and what I know that family is capable of. As far as I'm concerned, a man who can sodomize an innocent child and several innocent children, there's probably not a crime in the world that's beneath him. I really don't think so. There's good excuses to blow somebody's head off. There's reasons to kill, but there's no excuse to rape or to sexually assault another human being, ever. There's no reason for it. And if those boys of Wallace's thought they were doing something righteous by doing it,
I understand that so well because that's the way that we were programmed.
do you honestly believe that they take a second thought to think that this is wrong or this is illegal or I could do life in prison for this? It's God's work. I'm doing God's work. I'm magnifying my priesthood.